Welcome, dear listeners. This is Neville Goddard Speaks, and I am your host. On today's episode, we're going to take a journey into some profound concepts that are very close to my heart. We'll be exploring the realization of oneness, breaking down the illusion of separation, how to live from that place of oneness, and finding the end of inner conflict. So get comfortable and let's dive into these intriguing ideas together. There is no one to change but self because there is no one but self. This powerful quote sets the stage for our discussion today. It's a reminder that all transformation begins within. When we truly embrace this idea, the boundaries between us and them begin to dissolve. We're not separate entities at odds with each other, but rather, we are all facets of the same consciousness. The goal is to recognize the unity that exists beyond our limited perceptions. By shifting our focus inward and understanding that change starts with ourselves, we can begin to see the world and others in a different light. Let's keep this thought in mind as we explore how to live from this place of oneness and move towards the end of inner conflict. Stay tuned. The mind is quite the trickster. It divides our reality into a subject and an object. What does this mean? Essentially, it persuades us that there is a me over here and a you over there. And just like that, the experience of separation is born. But what if I told you that this separation is just an illusion? The subject-object divide feeds the illusion that we're all separate beings in a fragmented world. Yet, all experience arises from one awareness, a single unified consciousness making itself known in various ways. When we start to see through this illusion, a beautiful realization dawns. This oneness isn't just a lofty ideal, it's the fundamental nature of our existence. So, the next time you feel disconnected or isolated, remember that we're all expressions of the same awareness, traveling these diverse paths together. Imagine for a moment that every person you encounter is simply another expression of the same being, the same consciousness that you experience as yourself. It's a radical idea, right? But when you think about it, doesn't it make perfect sense? Life, in its infinite variety, is just consciousness, exploring itself through every possible avenue. So, when you look at someone else, you're essentially looking at a different state of yourself. This isn't a metaphor. It's a literal truth of our existence. Each interaction becomes an opportunity to learn more about yourself, to discover new facets of the one consciousness we all share. This idea reshapes how we perceive others. Instead of seeing them as separate individuals, we start to see them as unique expressions of the same underlying reality. And when you truly grasp this, compassion flows naturally. You begin to treat others with the same kindness and understanding you'd want for yourself because in essence they are you. Life becomes this grand exploration, a beautiful dance where consciousness meets itself in countless forms and situations. Every experience, whether joyful or challenging, is a chance for consciousness to delve deeper into its own nature. And that's the true beauty of it all. Once you start to live from this realization, the illusion of separation begins to crumble, and you experience the world as a unified field of infinite possibilities. The journey becomes ever more enriching as you witness consciousness interacting with itself moment by moment. Imagine living in a world where fear no longer dictates our actions. When we see that there is no other to threaten us, fear dissolves. It becomes clear that any sense of danger or threat is merely a product of the illusion of separation. The more we recognize our shared consciousness, the less room there is for fear to take hold. In this state of unity, we're not at odds with anyone or anything. We're simply part of a seamless whole. With fear out of the picture, control becomes unnecessary. There's no need to micromanage or dominate any situation because everything flows naturally from the realization that all is one. Just as rivers flow effortlessly towards the ocean, our actions and decisions begin to arise organically from our inner being. We move through life with a sense of ease and trust, knowing that the universe is not something to be controlled, but rather experienced in its full, interconnected splendor. And then there's love. Love is no longer something we have to practice or strive for. In the absence of separation and fear, love becomes automatic. It is the natural state of our being. When we see ourselves in others, kindness, compassion, and empathy arise effortlessly. Every interaction is colored by this innate love, turning even the simplest moments into profound experiences of connection. In this unified state, love isn't an act. It's what we are. As we wrap up today's episode, remember that every step you take towards recognizing our shared consciousness can change everything. Continue exploring these ideas in your own life and see the transformation unfold. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Until next time, this is Neville Goddard Speaks. Now, let's shift our attention to the practical steps we can take to live from a place of oneness. Let's start with moving from reaction to recognition. It's all too easy to react automatically to the situations around us, driven by old patterns and conditioning. However, when we live from oneness, we begin to recognize these reactions for what they are, temporary and often illusory. By pausing and acknowledging our inner responses, we can choose to act from a deeper understanding. This shift from reaction to recognition is a powerful step in living a more conscious, unified life. Next, let's consider the shift from judgment to understanding. Judgment often arises from a place of perceived separation. We categorize, label, and distinguish based on superficial traits and differences. But when we realize our shared consciousness, judgment naturally gives way to understanding. We begin to see others not as separate from us, but as extensions of the same awareness. This understanding fosters a sense of empathy and connection that transforms our interactions and relationships. Finally, we move from seeking to expressing. Many of us spend our lives seeking happiness, success, validation, and meaning. When we live from the recognition of oneness, the need to seek diminishes. Instead, we start to express our inner truth and authenticity. Our actions become an extension of this deeper recognition, and we find that what we've been seeking has always been within us. By shifting from seeking to expressing, we align ourselves with the natural flow of life, allowing our true selves to shine through. These shifts, from reaction to recognition, judgment to understanding, and seeking to expressing, are all part of the journey of living from oneness. Each step brings us closer to experiencing life as a unified, harmonious whole. So, take these ideas to heart and see how they can transform your everyday experiences. Seeing all as self removes resistance. Once we truly internalize the idea that every person and situation is just another facet of ourselves, our natural resistance begins to dissolve. Life stops being a series of battles to be won or challenges to overcome. Instead, it transforms into a cooperative journey where every interaction is an opportunity for growth and discovery. Imagine waking up each day knowing that the world is not against you, but is working with you, as you. With this mindset, peace becomes our baseline state. When the constant push and pull of resistance fades, we naturally settle into a state of peace. This is not the fleeting peace we often chase through external means, but a deep, abiding peace that arises from within. It's a calmness that no external event can shake, because it is rooted in the understanding of our oneness. By embracing this profound unity, we step toward ending inner conflict, and life becomes a harmonious dance, where collaboration replaces opposition, and peace becomes our everyday reality. As we come to the end of today's episode, I'd like to share a quote that beautifully sums up our journey. When you awaken to oneness, you do not improve the world, you transfigure it. This simple yet profound thought carries immense power. Recognizing oneness isn't about adding something new to the world or fixing what's broken. It's about seeing everything through a new lens, one where the illusion of separation dissolves. When we awaken to this truth, it's not the world that needs changing, it's our perception of it. This single shift in awareness can transform our experience of life from one of conflict and division to one of harmony and unity. It's about realizing that oneness is our natural state, and that every moment offers a chance to embrace this deeper understanding. As you go about your day, I encourage you to reflect on this idea. Notice where you can see yourself in others, and recognize the shared consciousness that binds us all. It's in these moments of recognition that we truly begin to transfigure our world, making it a place of connection, compassion, and infinite possibilities.